Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. I'm Orion. We are back with yet another Zombie Survivors. We are still playing the private beta, so this is not quite out to the public yet. The public beta should be out soon. Today, we're not going to run a broken build today. We've run that a couple times. The last time we did it, the game crashed, and I was thoroughly impressed that when we did our turret helicopter build where we just had unlimited, we had probably like 100 turrets on the screen, then helicopters just flying nonstop. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out on the channel. But I was thoroughly impressed that the game held up through that, and it held up incredibly well. However, when we did one of our other builds where I tried to do the same kind of thing but with different characters, the game did crash, and it crashed on me multiple times. I don't know if something triggers it or whatever, but it is just a private playtest. This isn't like a live version, so we're here to test mostly. But anyways, today we're gonna run sort of an actual non-broken build. I think I don't know if it's gonna be, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but we're gonna sort of run like a chemical burn build. We're gonna run the pyro, we're gonna run the medic, and we're gonna run SWAT. SWAT has a nice synergy with the pyro, where helicopter strike leaves a trail in its fire path, and that's really it. There's not much synergy between these other characters. We're going to get medical drones have a chance. I hope that's something they change in the near future with probably a future update where they add more synergies, because for right now, I don't think there's quite enough. I would love to see at least a synergy per almost every character. But that's what we're going to run today. We're going to pick up the pyro first, and then we're going to pick up the SWAT second. But we're not really going to focus on the SWAT at all other than helicopter strike. And then we're going to go for the medic for our third, and then we're going to level up these two the most. And so what we're going to try to do is we're going to go into our item pool, and I basically have 6 set items we're going to try to get. We're going to do this one where burning enemies have a chance to explode, burn status lasts longer, toxify enemies, larger explosion on death, toxified lasts twice as long. And then we're going to do the magical hat over here, which gives us +2 fire, and then it's going to give us +2 chemical. And then lastly, we're going to run probably the detective's pipe, which is going to give us 40% extra fire damage. So those are probably going to be the 6 items we run. We'll see if we're able to get them. So let's jump in. We're going to do pyro, and I'm going to take, again, we're going to focus on pyro and medic, but we're going to take SWAT second, because the game's actually really hard if you take the medic as your first or second character, because the DPS in this game, the DPS between these two characters isn't enough, and the game is actually pretty hard. I think the devs have said they're going to nerf the early game for this. I'm not exactly sure what they plan on doing, but the early game is super tough. So I think they recognize that, and they're just going to make the early game maybe a little bit easier. I don't know, but the swarms come on you so fast, and there's so many zombies. We've seen it. So for the badges, we're basically going to run the characters here. We're going to run chemical damage +5. We're going to run extra rerolls to try to ensure we get the items. We're going to do the fire damage tag and fire damage, and then we're going to run the extra healing. So we'll explain what's going to happen as we're doing this too. So every time, the reason it's important to get all these fire tags and do fire damage is because we're going to run this fire modifier. So every time we pick up an extra fire tag on one of our abilities, we're going to get a higher percentage chance to burn, and we're going to do more damage per fire tick. And then that's going to be kind of the same for chemical. We're going to have a percentage chance to apply it, and then they're going to receive damage and be slowed down. So that's going to increase every time we put a chemical or fire tag on here. So that's why we go with mostly fire, mostly chemical. And then again, we're going to pick up SWAT second just to help with our DPS in the early game. But other than we're not going to focus on his abilities. I'm going to try to do the pyro mostly, but we will get helicopter strikes so we can start doing that fire trail. But I think this character does start off slow because we have a really short range melee weapon. The blowtorch is going to be our second weapon, and the blowtorch sucks. So I think we're gonna need the SWAT for a little bit here in the early game to help carry us through until we get the medic. Okay, let's do Molotov. Let's see. So right now, okay, so it did go up. So 15% chance to apply burn and then 30 damage. So 1530. So let's get fire, which is going to give us an extra tag for it. So we're at 1530. And then now we're at 1633. So the chance goes up and the damage goes up. So we're going to try to just put as many fire tags on our characters as we can. So anytime you take any sort of fire upgrade, that gives you a point. Any sort of ability that has that fire tag on it. Okay, let's do Firewalk again. So Firewalk is going to have 2 evolutions, both of which are going to be really cool for us. One of them is Firewalk is always active, which might be the better one, but the other one is really cool because it's fire and chemical. So what would happen with that is anytime our Firewalk disappears, it then turns into a chemical instead, so like a chemical cloud. I don't know if that's as strong though. I think having Firewalk always active is probably the better choice, because that means we would always be applying fire basically all the time, and since we're gonna have such a high fire tag, so I think we'll go with that. I'm not sure why it says the cooldown. Damage goes up, but this one is always active, so I think we'll stick with that one and just have constantly burning the enemies. The chemical one is cool though because it does mesh well with this build, but I still think just having fire up is better. Okay, let's do ability damage. No, maybe weapon damage this time. Yeah, let's go weapon damage on this character. Because I do want to get Fire Axe upgraded to Flamethrower, and I want to see how good we can do with that. Okay, let's go Fire Axe again. Actually, I don't know if I want to upgrade Fire Axe to Blowtorch yet until we get the SWAT character. So maybe we hold off a bit on that. So you can see how hard it is. There's a ton of bugs, or keep calling them bugs, but this is not Deep Rock Galactic. This is zombies. So let's get this. Okay, so the Plague's Visage is one of the items we want, but we don't have chemical yet, and we're not going to get chemical for a while. So I think we'll just go with Magic Hat. That's going to give us 2 fire, 2 chemical, and then if any above damage types had 4 or more tags at the time of taking this. Oh wait, so I got to do it at the time of taking this. Okay, so we don't take that yet. Oh man, okay, so we have to wait until we get at least, if any of the above types had, oh, if they have 4 or more. Okay, never mind, we can take this because chemical has 4 or more. So that should jump that up to +2, so 6. So that's going to jump that up to 11. Let me see if I'm reading that right. If any of the above damage types had 4 or more tags at the time of taking this, it grants them +4 tags instead. Oh, instead. Okay, so it's just going to be 4. So there it goes. It goes to 9. Okay. Okay, let's do Fire Axe. We'll just do the last Fire Axe, but we won't convert this yet. Okay, I really need to get an SOS here. And I need to get that health, and I need to get that medical or military drop. Okay, so no Blowtorch yet. Okay, I want to grab this health. Okay, let's do Molotov. Okay, we're not going to do the ice. We'll do the Molotov spray. So Molotov has a spray can attached to it that does fire and explodes on burnout. That's a pretty good one. So let's definitely do that. So it's basically going to be like kind of like a flamethrower. So every time we throw it, it's just going to launch fire around. So you can see it shooting out flames all around. Good ability for us. Okay, Where's my SOS at? The SOSs sometimes take a while. Okay, let's do no pain, no gain. I think the SOS will usually show up before the 4-minute mark. I hope. Okay, again, I don't want to take that blowtorch yet. Still no SOS, huh? They really, I think that's part of what makes this a little bit more difficult too, is they adjusted the time frames in which they'll show up. So sometimes you can see it at the 2-minute mark, and then sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But the fact that we haven't seen one yet is a little... Ability duration, we'll take that. Even though our Firewalk is out all the time, it'll still help for everything else we get. Like no pain, no gain. The Molotov. Okay, there's our SOS finally. Okay, so we're gonna get SWAT first, because we want some extra DPS here. Let's do no pain, no gain again. Okay, so SWAT. Cool, because he just shows up right... Oh, shit. Walked right into that. That's good that he just showed up and I didn't even need to do anything. Okay, so none of these ones. T-pose, homing pigeon. We might be able to just banish these, because I feel like we have our items set already. Let's banish this one, though. Dodge, cash, and XP. And we'll re-roll. Okay, so none of these ones. Let's re-roll. Okay, so there's Plague's Visage, another chemical one. Oh man, I hate taking this right now, but I think we're going to, just to take it. Just because I don't want to waste rerolls, you know. I want to ensure that we get all our items, but I also want to make sure that I still have rerolls for the military shop and other items down the line. Okay, so let's do pistol here. So we're gonna try not to take any of the SWAT abilities until later in the game, other than the helicopter. As soon as helicopter shows up, we'll take that, because that benefits our fire. Okay, so helicopter strike. We'll upgrade our weapon, though. I have no problem upgrading the weapon. So now every time this comes up, it's gonna do a fire trail behind it. All right, let's do... Okay, we can do blowtorch now. But I want to, at this point, I think we're going to power level blowtorch up to flamethrower. We might do fire axe. I'm going to see, because fire axe will have the fire tag on it still. But I kind of think flamethrower will be cooler, and we almost never run flamethrower. I almost always run fire axe, especially in my older builds, because one, I think fire axe is the better weapon, but sometimes I just like to do something different, you know. If we did the same build every time, that wouldn't be as fun. And plus, I feel like flamethrower will spread the fire a lot better. Okay, let's do... Ability area would be kind of cool, because a lot of his abilities, like the Firewalk and Molotov, would benefit from that. I assume Firewalk does. I actually am not sure. Okay, blowtorch again. Blowtorch. So now we got Blowtorch maxed out, so now we just need to wait to get Flamethrower. Okay, so there's Iron of Cinders. We'll take that. Burning enemies have a chance to explode on every tick, dealing fire damage. So this is part of the reason why I wanted to make sure that we had Firewalk always out, because it just makes sense, because we're going to be burning them all the time, and then for bonuses like that, it seems that it's going to be more beneficial. Okay, so this does have the fire tag still. A powerful melee weapon imbued with hellish flames that slashes enemies in a huge circular area. A weapon of infernal mass destruction, and the pyro's best friend to boot. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's go with Flamethrower, this build. Oh yeah, that looks good now. I like that. We might need to increase the weapon reduction, the weapon cooldown on this though. Get that going a little bit better. Okay, there's our SOS. Let's go Flamethrower again. So let's check our weapon tag. So we were at what, like 1530-ish or so? So now we're at 3693. So we really increased that damage and percentage of applying it. Okay, so now we want to see the medic. Medic's our next character of choice here. Okay, so let's reroll. We're definitely gonna reroll because who knows how long it takes to see. Okay, so there's our medic. And then we'll build her into chemical damage. So the problem with we've had some discussion about it. And the problem with that broken build we did, again, it's stuff like this is always a little bit controversial. It's always a matter of, oh, devs should just leave it in the game. We just want to have fun. Who cares if it's a single player game? But devs also they do sort of have a responsibility of making a balanced and fun game. If one build is particularly stronger than the other, then that kind of, it doesn't necessarily force you into that build, but it really does encourage you to play that build. Like, why play any other build when something... I'm gonna take Resuscitate here just for streamer protection. But you know, it's just one of those things, like those items are so above and beyond everything else. And it's not a matter of, well, why don't you just buff everything else? They can't, because then everything would make the game broken. I don't think there's any way they could buff other things to make the game on par. And part of the other issue is let's do ability area again. Let's do it on Pyro. Part of the issue too is that build, it's so easy to get. It's way too easy to get. You only need 3 items, and it's not like it's a rare thing, a rare occurrence to do. It's super easy to get. You can get it every single time, no matter what, incredibly easy. And it's gonna work with every single build and every single character combination in this game. So there's almost, it's tough. I get it. I get that people don't want those things nerfed, but it's hard to like, to see why they would keep it. All right, let's do Ruby Gem. Okay, so there's the med kit. The med kit's kind of good. I like the med kit. But we're gonna take this one. So this is gonna increase fire damage. It's gonna reduce kinetic and slashing, which kind of sucks because that is gonna nerf our it's gonna nerf our SWAT character a little bit. But luckily we switched over to the flamethrower, so slashing isn't gonna be an issue. But I wanted to get this fire damage, so we'll just run that. Because again, this is a pyromedic build. I'm not really worried too much about the SWAT character. Like, the SWAT's there, to give us the SWAT's basically there to help us with the early game and to give me extra fire on his helicopter strike. That's why he's here. Okay, let's do experiment 21. Experiment 21 is going to rotate between chemical and ice, but when we overclock this, or when we get this to its evolution, it's going to be full chemical. So we're going to switch it to only do chemical and not ice. Oh no, I got stuck there. Couple military trainings I need to get here. Okay, let's do handgun. We'll see if we can get her weapon upgraded too to the chemical bombs. That's a big if though. Okay, let's do experiment 21. Oh, weapon cooldown reduction. Yes. So we'll put that on the pyro. That was exactly what I said I wanted about 5 minutes ago, probably. Okay, let's do helicopter strike. Let's do flamethrower. Let's do stim pack. Man, we got a lot of level ups here. Let's do medical drone. Okay, we'll do experiment 21. We're gonna do medical drone. So medical drone's an interesting weapon. If you move around, it attacks. If you hold still, it heals. But what's rough about these games is it's really hard to get a standstill build. So I don't think it works that well. And then the overclocks, or the evolutions for it, are you can turn it into a full-time attack drone or a full-time defense drone. The attack drone sucks. The defense drone is pretty good though, because it's going to heal you and it's going to put on a shield. So let's banish this one, right? We could banish T-pose. Each 5 seconds, there's hardly any chance where I'm not taking damage. This is probably a better late game, like not late game, but late meta game. Once you get your meta leveled up a lot. Okay, so let's reroll these. We're gonna reroll these two. Okay, we're getting low on rerolls and we still need a couple more. Okay, there we go. Here's let's see. None of these are the other ones we want though. Oh yeah, it is. No, gaslighter damage is increased. Oh yeah, this one actually could be a good one. I don't know if we take this one though. But we're gonna take this one right now. Toxified enemies now generate larger explosions. Gaslighter could be a good one. We're not gonna put a ton of status effects on them though. We'll have 3 at most. We'll have fire, chemical, and injury. Injury is not gonna get too high of a percentage though. These two are, but that could be 40% extra damage. We'll sleep on it. So we'll take this one, the pestilence, because that's one of our main items here. Toxified enemies now generate larger explosions on death. So we are doing a little bit of frost now. That experiment 21, one of her new weapons alternates between chemical and frost. But when we evolutionize, when we get the evolved status for that weapon, we're gonna get pure chemical. And I think I have it on this character. I think I do. Okay, let's go experiment 21 again. Okay, so here we go. So grenades are now chemical only. So perfect. Let's take that one. So now we're just gonna throw out only chemical grenades. Let's go medical drone. Okay, weapon cooldown reduction, ability, weapon damage. Let's do weapon damage. Put that on the pyro. Those explosions are pretty cool. The chemical explosions. That's looking pretty good right now. Basically just chain reacting all of them. That's so sweet. The visuals in this game have been much improved, I think. There is a lot of eye candy though, and bleeding. Like it makes your eyes bleed a little bit. And sometimes it can be really hard to see the projectiles and maybe some of the enemies, but I do think it looks really good. Maybe they could do something about it a little bit. Okay, we need to get our item and our SOS, but trying not to die. Okay, we'll do medical drone. Okay, we're gonna... I actually might take this one right now. Although this one didn't necessarily work last time. Let's take it and see. Yeah, see, it doesn't heal you. The medkit didn't heal me again. That's a bummer. Okay, let's do helicopter strike. I was hoping that was a one-time thing, or because we picked that up before and it didn't work. So that's unfortunate. That's a waste of an item. Okay, we gotta get this health. I don't want to use my revive right here. I have to get this medical drone too. That's a big one right now. Okay, offense, resuscitate. Let's do resuscitate. Oh, there's our revive. Okay, so now we have to hold off long enough to not die again. Oh my gosh, that was horrid. Dang, that was not as good as I was hoping it would be. I don't know what the issue with that one was. I thought we were gonna be a little bit better. I really do. I must admit I am very disappointed with that build. I think I want to revisit it again and maybe try things a little differently. Maybe we do the fire axe instead of flamethrower. but that build did not get to where I wanted it to be. Maybe we need to put a little bit more DPS into the SWAT character first, right? I think maybe we need to do that. Because how long did we even survive for? Where does it say how long we survived for? Like, I don't even think we survived 20 minutes in this run, huh? That was rough. Time survived 15 minutes. I'm telling you, this game's a lot harder too, but usually 20, we can make it 20 minutes. This build did not hang though. At least we'll revisit this one. This one's going to get revisited because I do think there is a chance here for the status effect build. But since everything is more damage over time, usually builds like that can kind of struggle a little bit because you need to kill the enemies quick so they don't hit you. So I think what I need to do is probably focus a little more on the SWAT character and get his weapon stronger. I think that's probably where our weakness was. Versus, because like medical drone's a wasted ability until we get it to level 5 and get the health. So a lot of the upgrades we were getting here aren't damage upgrades. You know, resuscitation's not a damage upgrade. Medical drone is not a damage upgrade. We didn't put anything into our SWAT character. We put it all into Pyro, and Pyro didn't really carry the game for us. So I think what we have to do, I think we have to go heavy into Pyro and then heavy into SWAT at first. Like, I need to go way more into SWAT before we start going into medic stuff. I kind of think that's what we need to do if we want to make this a little bit more viable. Or even start off with SWAT, then switch over to Pyro and Medic. So we'll see. Yep. Unfortunately, this build did not quite work as well as some of the others. It was fun to try, though. And like I said, we will revisit this at a certain point. I'll probably play around with it, maybe a little bit more offline and see if we can tweak it a little bit. But we got the items we want. Oh, yeah, this item right here, too. This item's broken. That's part of it. Restores 100% HP when you take this item. We should have gotten a full heal. We should have gotten a full heal from that, and then we wouldn't have died. So that's definitely part of the reason why we lost here. I took this very specifically so I wouldn't die, and we still did because it didn't restore our health. So I'll make a bug report for that if they don't already know about it. But yep, that's it, everybody. Sorry this wasn't as good as some of the other builds. They're not all going to be bangers, but this one's still cool. It looks cool, and we'll tweak it. We'll come back to this build, probably when the game actually comes out, though. We'll experiment with some other things while we're waiting for the actual release. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.